Hi, Coach Kevin here. Back at you with another whiteboard series. This is a 3-part series that's going to focus on strength and stability. It's going to show you a lot of great exercises that you can apply to youth sports teams, but it's also good for adults who want to just maintain their health and fitness so they can keep playing for years to come. This 3-part series has mostly foundational exercises with a couple of the more advanced ones mixed into it. To teach you how to add this variety of exercises into your strength and conditioning program, I'm going to show you footage from a free clinic that we provided one of our elite athlete sponsored swim teams. Using the elite athlete accessories, we're able to use a space that otherwise wouldn't have been used for anything. So it was at no cost for the team to add this type of program into their strength training. And as we all know, finding space to train your athletes can be a challenge at times. So this is part 2 for our strength and stability that's ideal for both youth sports and adult rec sports. It's going to give athletes that stability that they need and the strength with their core to reduce their risk of injuries, allowing them to then progress into more advanced training. Now we're going to show you the first superset and a core set. By having these two together, you can have 2 athletes that switch back and forth, basically making it one large superset and allowing twice as many athletes to use the same amount of equipment. The front pull downs are ideal for strengthening the lats as well as the arms gripping onto that handle pulling down.
So with the fly pull downs, now because this anchor point isn't very high, you're gonna have to lean forward a significant amount. So think about your back and the top of your head pointing to the anchor like that. You're going to want a slight bend in your knees to hold your body stable. And then you pull down like you're pulling down for butterfly and then slowly come back up, reversing that motion. And notice my tempo. I go faster when I pull down, slower as I go back up. So let's go ahead, have each of you do 10 and then switch. You can. I'd say wait till you're comfortable with the exercise, and then an open hand I do prefer because you're going to use more of the muscles in your hand. And while you do any of these exercises, keep your shoulders stable. Don't let your shoulder joint move around. Keep it in place. Yeah, you can step forward a little bit. To adjust the resistance, moving closer makes it a little bit easier. Moving farther is going to make it harder.
Combining the front pull downs in a set with the lat pull downs is going to further strengthen those lat muscles in their backs, giving them a lot of strength and stability.
So lat pull downs, and those of you that are used to like a lat pull down machine, you're used to leaning back. But again, because our anchor point's in front of us, you're going to lean forward and then look at the fence like this. And so the more in front of you the anchor point is, the more you need to lean. And then you do your lat pull downs like this. And notice how my hands go wider than my shoulders. My thumbs stay on the inside. I'm not turning like this. So keep them out. Keep your shoulders down. You don't want your shoulders popping up like this. Keep them down the whole time. So think about pulling your elbows down, not like way back, right? Think of it as if your elbows are going toward your hips, but out to the side.
This setup of bands also works great for tricep extensions. So they can go from one exercise into the next quickly, and then move on to their other core set.
And you're still gonna angle toward the anchor point. So you want the anchor point as if it's above you. So I'm gonna angle a little bit, and then straighten out my arms to my side, and then come back up. Make sure those elbows stay at your side. If they're pulling forward, you probably need to move closer. Try to keep your wrist straight as you bring it down. So elbows at your side, think like T-Rex arms. So put your elbows, yeah. So bring them in and then straighten them out in that position, yep.
Adding even more to the hip stability are the mini band bird dogs. Adding that mini band to it does a lot to help strengthen that outside of their hip, as well as strengthening their glutes.
So you're gonna put the mini band around both feet, and each station has a mini band so you can take turns with this. You're gonna go on all fours and it's kind of the opposite of a dead bug. You reach with one hand, push the opposite heel back. Just like that, and you want to focus on keeping that foot straight behind your hip. If you push back and bring it in, that's not strengthening that outside of your hip. So keep it straight, hold it for a second, and then back down. So the main goal with doing these core stability exercises is to make it so you don't lose power and so that you've got a lower risk of injuries, right? If your knees are coming in like this when you push, you're putting more stress on your knees. Also, you're losing power from that push. And you want to think about reaching long like you're reaching for a finish. Push that heel back like as if you flipped and you're too far from the wall and you got to reach back and try to get to it.
Another one of my favorite exercises to develop good posture and good stability are the W to Supermans. Since we're working with a swim team, I like to do W to Streamlines because that's a movement pattern that they're already familiar with and also helps improve the technique in their sport.
Lift up your arms, make a streamline, come back down, and then drop. So you're also going to lift your legs from your hips, not your knees. Yeah, this does strain your back a little bit. If your back's sore and you want to keep your legs down, that's fine. So go ahead and do 5 W to Streamlines. It does work that lower back a lot, so that's why I said they could be careful with it. And like especially like I won't do this and deadlifts the same day because it just like overdoes it on their lower back.
After all that strengthening of their posterior core, now we're going to focus on the anterior. The halo hold kicks are really good at challenging them, teaching them to keep their backs in line and straight while working out their core and their hip flexors. Again, this being a swim team that we're working with, I call these streamlined flutter kicks because then it associates more of those same movement patterns that they're used to doing in with their strength training.
So before you do it, think about tilting your pelvis forward a little bit, lifting your shoulders up, feeling your lower back press into the ground, and then you'll make the streamline and then add the flutter kick. Now, if your back is totally out of control and it just arches up like that, then stop, drop your arms to support it like this, and then continue. And if you need to stop a second time just to rest for 1 or 2 seconds, that's okay. I don't want you pushing through bad technique. Ready, go. Yeah, most people about 10 to 20 seconds, they're gonna start dropping their arms. Yeah. 10 more seconds, almost there.
Elite Athlete also has discounts for teams and sponsorship opportunities. So make sure you check out the website. You can look through some of the workout guides and get links to other videos, as well as contact them if you're a coach about potentially having a sponsorship and getting discounts for your team. I really like the Elite Athlete kits. Give you all the different bands and accessories that you need to do all those exercises. There's a lot of bands out there that are good for certain exercises, but they're just not versatile enough to use them for all the exercises. And then you need to get different equipment to do different things. Elite Athlete gives you everything needed to set up all your exercises at locations that otherwise aren't being used. Watch how we set up exercises for a free Elite Athlete sponsored clinic.
So again, it goes in just a few inches and then the other side goes inside that loop and then you pull it tight. For the handle, it's pretty similar. You're gonna bring your band through the loop on the handle, but then you're gonna take the handle and put it inside that loop. And then you'll bring it down, flip it onto the ring, and pull it tight.
I hope this video series is gonna help you develop your strength and conditioning program in a way that helps improve the performance of your athletes, as well as save money on your budget. And as always, if you learned something new that you like, please click like and subscribe below so that way I can keep getting you more content, Additionally, if you know of anyone who'd be interested in this, please share it with them. And as always, be strong and be elite.